Okay, so the legend today that I wanted to focus on was Spectre Knight, or Nyx, but I mean, I usually play Spectre Knight, so we'll go with that. Alright, so Spectre Knight is a crossover from Shovel Knight. I'm sure a lot of you know that, and a lot of you played the Shovel Knight games. For me, personally, I think the story of Shovel Knight, like, aside from the gameplay, just looking at, like, what it's about, it's just fun. It's really enjoyable. And then I realized they were coming out with, like, Plague Knight and Spectre Knight stories as well, and I'm partway through King Knight's campaign, but in my opinion, I'm not as big of a fan as I am with, like, Shovel Knights and Spectre Knights. Both those are, like, S tier. But when I heard that Spectre Knight was in the game and it was a crossover for Nyx, I was pretty happy, because I think this is the perfect character to cross over from it. It just made sense. Not to mention that the recolorings of the SIGs, which is pretty much all they didn't change the sounds. And I like that, because if I'm playing against a Spectre Knight, then I don't have to worry about some, you know, broken move that's, like, silent or something, like we've seen with other crossovers. I won't name any in particular, but it's just nice. Not a change of pace. Honestly, it's the lack thereof that makes it more enjoyable for me. Do they have jump? Let's see if we can get him here. They also, in the most recent patch, I think they buffed that SIG a little bit. Like 2 less recovery frames, which is nice. I remember when Nyx first came out, or Spectre Knight was first a thing, they had this character be absolutely crazy. Like, side SIG would go across the map. It felt like they shortened the range of that. It was definitely a time where characters would get a lot more rework, it felt like. Maybe that's just me, though, like, just remembering this specifically. But yeah, I haven't played, like, any blasters, but who wants to play blasters nowadays? That's one of the things that's nice about Nyx, though, is that they have not only Scythe, so you can rack up damage and stuff, but they have blasters too, which makes it very, very convenient. So you can, you know, go for gimps, get the damage early with Scythe if you wanted to, or you could get the damage and just have a solid way of killing with blasters. Okay, got a Dusk now. I don't even think I still have that taunt yet. I really want it. But back to Spectre Knight. Yeah, like, the contrast of weapons is really, really, really good. And I think especially with blasters, being in a spot where they are, and just me, especially now, playing Scythe a lot more. I don't know if I'm actually I'm playing this character for, like, summers. I'd have to decide on that, like, now. And I have been playing them a good amount. I think this character isn't, like, I don't know. I don't think Spectre Knight is undervalued. I just think that there's so many good characters in the game at this point that it's just like, well, okay. It's easy to overlook. It's not like people are, like, have forgotten that Spectre Knight is really good. It's just, yeah, it just is what it is. People find other characters they like, and, you know, whoever's at the top playing X character, that character's going to get a lot more recognition, you know, such as Barraza Cross right now, probably. Oh, we got him off wall. Spear recovery. Nice. Oops, that was misclick. Alright, another Scythe. I don't know how Orb into Scythe is, but I can imagine that Spectre Knight is pretty good into a lot of matchups. Maybe, like, I don't know, maybe like a character like Cross and Barraza are just better than Spectre Knight. I mean, I think they honestly are when it comes to blasters. I guess Spectre Knight, especially if you take the speed stance, they're kind of like a better Lucian right now, I would say, or the equivalent of Lucian in current game. Just a different, like, secondary. You know, with Lucian, they nerfed the SIGs a while back. Lucian used to be, like, the go-to for a lot of people, and with SIG nerfs on Lucian, which makes sense, like, he shouldn't have had that high of force with SIGs. It just makes it, I guess it makes him a little more balanced, and Spectre Knight just has the defense to like back everything up too, which is really, really good against like Cross and Barraza. Okay, got an Orion now. I wonder how Spectre Knight does into Orion. A little bit of lag. Hopefully that goes away. I think it's settling down. Alright, we're good. Okay, dodge up. Let me take that. Thank you. I think one thing people tend to not do, and that, like, one thing I've only recently gotten better at, and maybe it's because I've just been playing Scythe a lot more, it's just being like proactive on the weapon. You're gonna throw it across, pretty much. Same with guns. Guns you can play a lot more defensively, I think. And Scythe, I didn't even want to say Scythe you can't play it defensively. It's just that it definitely shines when you're like constantly putting pressure on your opponent. Blasters, you know, you can hang back a little more, kind of let your opponent do the work when it comes to the movement, and then punish them for making that mistake. So it just all goes back to that contrast I was talking about. I haven't mentioned yet, in 1s and 2s for Spectre Knight, I don't know. I think if you had the right comp, like I think if me and Cody ever played double Scythe in 2s, I think I would want to try him first on Spectre Knight. And then, yeah, and then I'd play like Mirage. I think that is a very deadly comp. However, I don't know if that guy would want to like play Volkov maybe first, because Volkov might be considered to have like better SIGs, although both of them would be like just insane characters to use in 2s for sure. In 1s though, I think Spectre Knight's like completely viable, especially with all like the stances you can choose from. Everything aside from Dex is like good, and that includes base stance. You could just give up that Dex for speed, and then she would be a 4, or I guess it's Spectre Knight, 4/4, 7/7, which is crazy, having 7 speed and 7 defense. It's literally Kaya stats, but on a character with not better weapons necessarily, but better SIGs, absolutely. Got blasters again. Like at this point, this is rare to be one of those situations where you just want to have blasters, because one more, they nerfed it. Not gonna kill, or we can just poke with side airs. I also really underutilized the SIG kit of Spectre Knight, because I don't know, I feel like sometimes it can feel hard to land, but the reward is like super worth it. All right, so final game. Give the thumbs up. There you go. Yeah, I'll blow you a kiss. All right, dude. Man, when people okay, this is kind of like a pet peeve of mine, but it's like when someone taunts and you know you decide to respect them by giving a taunt back, don't be the guy and like taunt like 50 more times. That's just me. It's like okay, we made the mutual, you know, agreement or whatever. We both did the taunts. I respected it. Now let's get on with the game. Let's play. I don't want to have to go in this circle of me then waiting again. But I don't know. It's kind of a small little thing, but it is what it is. Can't really. That guy doesn't have any way of knowing. All right, side sig. I think on the Scythe kit, I'm much more comfortable with using the SIGs. I feel like I can integrate them a lot better. I also think that the Scythe kit is maybe better. I think it's better than blasters. I don't even think I need to say like maybe. Like a SIG like that hits so hard. That hits really hard. All the SIGs hit really hard, especially if you get like the good angle on side SIG. You can even include that. They don't put you at much risk. Like the most risk you're at is with D SIG. So, you know, that's that. All right, they're on 1 already. It's gonna be the last video or last game for the video. So, nah, we'll just play it out. I'm not gonna fish for any sort of strings. But if we hit something nasty on Scythe, we hit something nasty on Scythe. Okay, bow recovery. Yoink. Dodge up. Yeah, like that move alone, if that hit him, that would have been insane. Up throw. The chain. This SIG is like really good. Any SIG that spikes is super good. I going to be able to hit him with it? I am. Oh my gosh, he got thrown. Okay, so that was Spectre Knight. I personally like using Spectre Knight more than like Nyx, although I do think Nyx is super cool as well. I just mainly like Spectre Knight because I played the game, and also the SIGs are just recolored. There's not really much of an advantage. I like the red SIGs more compared to like purple. It's a small little nitpicky thing, but you know, you can choose what you want. You're not going to really gain any sort of advantage by playing Spectre Knight. However, let's go over the stances real quick. I'm using speed just because you don't need that dex. There's a lot of characters that have low dex that find success. Thor, Fate, Petra, Mordex, like all those are characters that have low dex that are insanely good. Defense, in twos you might want to run this, but you have to ask yourself, is losing that speed worth gaining another defense? However, keep in mind that the speed is going to be a lot more impactful since it's like towards the middle of the stat spread compared to defense. Base stance, if you're not sure what to pick, you should probably just run this. And then strength, if you want a little more damage and a little extra, I guess, kick in your moves, then you could run force stance, sacrificing a defense. However, I don't think you need to. Oh yeah, and then dex stance. Yeah, just don't play this. It's literally just horrible. You're gaining nothing, so don't play it. But yeah, that's Spectre Knight, and hope you enjoyed, guys. See ya.